Hi, this is a video for IT 112 assignment for models. Couple of things that I want to mention. One is that I am going to do the models again for tech review. The models that you want to create are listed here in the assignment. All right, so mine are an example, but yours will be different models, and they'll go with tech review. And each model is described here in the assignment. All right, so this is Visual Studio again, and I have models for tech review. So we're going to do the models. Models are what become tables in the database. Each model has an auto-numbered ID by default, and you can change that, but we're not going to. The models I'm going to have here are tech type, which describes the type of the tech product, the product itself. We're going to use the user model to store our users rather than create our own. And then again, these are not the models for Python Club. In order to use the user model, I need to import it. So I'm going to say from Django, can't spell, contrib auth users or user. So we're going to import user as a model. I'm going to start with tech type, and these are classes. So I'm going to say class tech type, and it's going to import models dot model. All right, so they're going to bring in the model object from that. They're going to inherit from it. Okay, so these classes are a little bit odd because basically what I'm going to do is just list the columns that I want the table to have. And this one, the tech type, is really just going to have, we'll just call it type name. And we're going to say that it equals models dot text need to see something here. It's okay if you guys too go and look at the examples here when you want to. Text field. I did it as car field. Let's do that. I think that's actually better. So we'll do car field. And again, these have to be capitalized properly. And your IntelliSense may not help you because Python doesn't know Django natively. We have to give this a max length. It is required for car field. And I'm going to say 255. I could do a type description here. I don't think it is required. We'll do models dot. This one will be a text field. That means it can be of any size. But I'm going to say null equals true, blank equals true. Okay, that means that we can leave it blank. We don't have to do it. And I'm going to, that's not what I did here, but we're going to do that. Now I'm going to do a couple of other things. I'm going to give it a method. And most all of these will have them. I'm going to do a def and it's 2 underscores string 2 underscores parentheses self. This is the toString method. All right, and you can override it. It's part of every class. And what we want to do is we want to return self.typename. And what that does is that when we call the tech type, when we just say print tech type, it will print the tech type. It'll print the type name. Right, and I'm going to do one other sub thing. This is actually a subclass. I'm going to say class meta, and I'm going to say, believe it's DB table equals tech type. Let me look at that, because I think that's wrong. Nope, that's correct. So DB table. What it'll do is this tells it what table name to use. All right, so that's our first class, our first model class. It has 2 fields. It'll have 3 fields because it'll have an automatic ID, an automatic auto-numbered ID. It's a char field, which means it's a character field, has a max length of 255. This is a text field, which could be any length, but it is nullable and we can leave it blank. So that means it doesn't have to be filled in. All right, we have a toString method that returns the type name as the string for the class. And we have a class meta that tells what the table name will be. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do class product. And again, it will take models.model. It'll have its own automatic ID. It will have a product name, which will be models dot char field, so character field, max length equals 255. It'll have a product type, which is going to be models. It always starts with models. And this is going to be a foreign key. And it's going to be a foreign key for product for tech type. You'd have to tell it what it's relating to. So it's relating to tech type. And we have to say models dot, and again, let me look. It's been a while since I did it, since the last time I taught. On delete. So we have to tell it what to do if you delete the primary key side of this. So on delete equals models, and I'm going to say do underscore nothing. All right. So we're not going to do anything if we delete the model, the product, the type that goes with it. Just going to check that. See, it's right here, foreign product type on that. We're going to have a user who posts the product. And we will do that as models for foreign key user, which is what we imported, right? I think it's actually lowercase user. Just looking for my import. And on delete, equals models do nothing. You could also do cascade, or you could substitute a 0. So those are things that you can do. I'm going to do date. I'll just say date entered. I'm doing these as all lowercase. You don't have to do that. And date entered is going to be date field. And we could do a default. If I were to do a default, I would need to add the date time. Let's just leave it as is for right now. All right, so we've got the product, we've got the name, we got the type. We need a description. What else do we need? Let's do a price. I think it's a float field. Maybe not. We don't have a price on it. We should probably have a price. Numeric field. I think it's numeric field. If we get an error, we will know that. I had noticed that there was a product URL, and that could equals models.url field, which will force it to be a URL. And I think I'm just going to do a product. Let's just do description. And we won't let it be empty. So I think that's enough fields for this. Let's look at the date field. Well, there may be errors on that. We'll find out when we try to migrate. So again, I'm going to do a def underscore underscore str underscore underscore open parentheses and then self. So we're doing a method. We're going to return product name. So we'll do self dot product name. And we'll do the meta. Not def, but class, a subclass meta. And we'll do db table equals product. There are other things we could do there, but I think I'm going to let that stand. See if I made any errors. Okay, so I'm going to come back and we're going to do review. And it'll have models dot model with a capital M. Everything has to be the right capitalization or it will fail. Alright, so the review will have its ID. It will have a title. Let's just say a title for the review. And that will equal models dot car field and we're going to give it a max length equals 255. All right, it will have a user who is foreign key, so models dot foreign key, and it will have user, and then on delete equals models dot, I'm going to do cascade here. That means if we delete a user, all of their reviews will go away. It will have a product that we're reviewing. And which is also a foreign key. This one actually makes more sense to do as a cascade. All right, and then we will do date. So we'll call it review date. You can do that. I'm just going to leave them all lowercase and equals models dot date field. And then I'm going to, I think that's all we need other than the actual review. Okay, and then we would want the toString. Have to spell it right. And although I'm not sure it's really necessary, we will do class meta. If you don't set the table name, it will include the project name with the table. It'll be a long string. All right. So I'm going to save that. So models are going to become database tables. We created a tech type that tells what type it is. We created a product. We created a review. Now, one of the things we want to do, there's a admin pie. We want to register those here. And so one of the things we have to do is from dot models import tech type, and product, and review. And then, just to show you again where it is, if I go to tech app and we look at the admin, you'll see that the way you do that is you do admin site register. So that's what we're going to do. Admin site register. Is it capitalized? Tech type. Let me look at that. I'm not sure that's quoted. And it's lowercase register. So register and get rid of the quotes. So actually an easy way to do this, especially if you have a long model, copy, paste, and just change that to product. Copy, paste, and review. And again, save this. All right. So we have our models, we have our registered with the admin. Now I'm going to do some things with the command line. So I still am in my virtual environment. Again, if you're not, go back. And also I ended my, if you didn't still have it running from the view, do Control-C to end it. Come back to the command line here. So I am going to do Python manage pi, and I'm going to do make migrations, and I may get some errors here. I spelled Python manage pi wrong, so I need to go back and put an E on my manage. All right. So I have a syntax error with contrib to user. What is the syntax error? Let's go back to models. Oh, import user. Save that, and I'll try running again. Cannot import the name. All right, let me look at my previous example. Go back to models. Models. I left out models. See, I knew there was another dot there. Save it again. The up arrow returns the command. Okay, so I have max length spelled wrong. Let's look at where I spelled max length wrong. Right here. Let's make sure that I didn't spell it wrong anywhere else. All right, so again, to save. I'm not upset that I have these errors because it's good to show you how these can go. All right, so now it does not like foreign key. And that is because I didn't capitalize the K on this one. Save. Try again. And you just keep doing it until you get all the errors. It doesn't like date field. And that is because I didn't do models. Dot date field. Save again. If you don't save, it won't see the changes when it reruns, and you'll get the same error. Doesn't like numeric field. And that's possible. I am not sure what the... let me look. I'm going to go to Django models field types. So there's date time. I think we want a decimal field. Or we could have a float field. Because it's money, let's do a decimal field. All right, so let's do decimal field. And what we'll do is we'll do max digits. Things could easily be $5,000 or $10,000, which is 4 or 5. So let's say 6 max digits equals 6 decimal places equal 2. Question as to whether those are quoted. I would almost think they're not. But let's look at our thing one more time. Yeah, not quoted. Okay, so we save again. And we try again. Still got an error. URL field. And I think that's because it's all caps. Now it doesn't like another foreign key with a lowercase. Foreign key, foreign key. Foreign key. Save. There we go. When you get that, then you've gotten through all the errors. Now, making migrations doesn't migrate them. The next thing you have to do is Python manage py migrate. Okay. So when we go to PG admin 4 and we look, I'm going to refresh the tables. And notice that now I have product review and tech type in there. And if we open those and we look at the columns, we will see that there is ID, product name, date entered, price, product URL, description, product type ID, and user ID. Same for if I were to look at review. It has all of our fields. So it's written the tables to the database. there's one more thing that I want to do. First of all, I'm going to Python. We're going to create a superuser. And I believe it's just create superuser. Yes. And so I'm going to use Steve_Conger. I think I just want it to be Steve. Okay, my email address, it doesn't really care, but I'm going to enter one. Now the password is important, and you don't want to forget it. So I am doing just p@ssw0rd1 because that's where I do everywhere. So the superuser was created successfully. Now what I want to do is Python manage py run server. Okay, so there's the server. And what we want to do is we want to go to our server, but instead of tech here, so it's 127.0.01-8000, and we want to write admin. And it will open up this Django. So my username was Steve, and my password was p@ssw0rd1. And it will let me into the Django administration, where I can add products, right? Or I can add reviews. It lets me also manage groups and users. Let's do a tech type. We'll add that first. So I'm going to say a laptop. I'm just going to say laptop computer for that. So we will save that. I'm going to go to product, add product, and I'm going to say my laptop, Lenovo Carbon. And I'm going to choose laptop from that. Now, the only user I have right now is Steve. We can add other users. I'm going to click this for today. All right. And the price is going to be, it was like about $1,199. Product URL, I didn't allow that to be empty, so let's do, just real quickly, going to come over here and do Lenovo Carbon. That's a, well, let's just do this. That's worse. I'm going to copy that. Go back to our here and add it. I'll just say it's a laptop. With Ultra. Okay, so I am going to save that, and then we're going to do a quick review. Later we'll do these, we'll create our own forms, and we will do them in we will do these in our own forms in the website. Right now this is just the admin. Okay, so there's my review. I will save that. All right, so products. If we look at products, there's Lenovo, reviews, and tech types. I added those so that we have something to do in our next video. But so you should add some things to your Python club as well. Just a couple of records for each. Again, we can add users. We'll do that more later, particularly when we get to authentication. I think that is all for today, except last time I forgot. And this time I don't want to forget. Let's upload it to GitHub. So, I did upload last one to GitHub. Let's go here to this symbol, which is the git control. And we are going to plus the admin, plus the models. I'm looking to see if there's anything here. These are not things I necessarily want to upload. Mostly the admin and the models. I am going to commit, and I'm going to say model commit. And then I am going to push. Why can't it do the push? This is something that I should do, so let's go. So if I push it, is it going to fail again? It says to run pull first, so I'll do that first. And then I'll push. Oh, you know why? It's because I made a change on the README. Okay, so now when I go here and I go to, let's go back to SPConger repositories, tech review, and if I look at tech and I look at models, my models are there. And if I go to admin, my changes are there also. Those are the two files that I changed for this. Okay, so we have created our models. We added them to the admin. We went to the admin to look at them. And we have uploaded everything to GitHub. So that is the end of this video.